It was a night carved from stardust, a grand award ceremony held under the velvet drapery of evening sky, where lights shimmered like galaxies and applause rumbled like distant thunder. The world of entertainment, as dazzling as ever, stood still in that moment, unaware that beneath the tuxedos and rehearsed grins, something unspoken was breaking the surface. In the far end of the stage, hidden just outside the reach of the spotlight, stood Wang Yibo. To most, he was the enigma of the industry, quiet, composed, his expressions a mystery even to the most devoted fans. He didn't need to speak much, his silence had its own language. But those who had followed his journey knew better. Especially those who had seen him beside Xiao during the phenomenon that was the Untamed, a drama that had transcended screens and seeped into the collective soul of a generation. Their bond, on-screen and off, had been the kind that felt like fate, like two stars destined to orbit each other, no matter how far. But time is an unpredictable tide. And on that particular night, it chose to reveal what words had long tried to hide. As Xiao laughed openly with another actor, his head thrown back in genuine delight, Wang Yibo watched from the shadows. His body still, but his eyes restless. That laughter, that smile, it wasn't just a sound or a curve of lips. It was a memory, one that had once belonged to him. It was the same smile he had seen in stolen backstage moments, during long rehearsals that stretched past midnight, or on rainy days when the world seemed against them. A smile full of warmth, history, and meaning. A smile that now belonged to someone else. And in that precise moment, the camera caught him. It wasn't scripted, it wasn't planned, but the world saw it. The shift in his gaze, the tension in his jaw, the glimmer in his eyes dimming like a candle in the wind. His lips formed a nearly invisible line of restraint. And then the internet did what it always does. Was that jealousy? Did you see Wang Yibo's face? That wasn't acting. His eyes told the truth. Comments flooded in like waves, each one echoing the same collective gasp. Because once upon a time, they had been inseparable. The Untamed wasn't just a show. It was a cultural heartbeat. And behind the curtain, their closeness had bloomed beyond professionalism. There were fan-captured clips, subtle glances, quiet laughter, proof that something deeper had once existed. But the world changed. Pressures mounted. Walls rose. Not physical ones, but emotional. The kind that formed slowly, without anyone noticing, until suddenly two people who once shared everything now share silence. That night, amidst the glimmer of chandeliers and the shimmer of fame, Wang Yibo stood frozen. Just a few steps away from Xiao. But those few steps felt like an entire canyon. Something held him back. Maybe pride, maybe fear, or maybe the heart-wrenching realization that he no longer held the place in Xiao's heart that he once did. And the cruelest pain of all, watching the one you protected from afar find comfort in someone else. Fans took sides, as fans often do. He's still in love, one posted. She deserves happiness, even if it's not with him, another replied. But despite the debate, one sentiment united them all: heartbreak. Because Wang Yibo and Xiao had always been more than colleagues. They were kindred souls, the kind who didn't need words to communicate, who could say everything with a glance, a nod, a breath. Their connection was forged not in scripts, but in shared silences and synchronized heartbeats. So had Xiao truly moved on? That was the question haunting everyone, perhaps even Wang Yibo himself. Xiao wasn't impulsive. He was careful, measured, image-conscious. So when he laughed so freely with someone else, was it genuine? Or was it a message? Some believed it was intentional, a quiet signal to Wong. If you keep your distance, I'll learn to move on. Others believed there was still a room in Xiao's heart, a sacred space untouched, reserved for the only one who truly knew him. For Wong, fans remembered that too. They remembered the day Xiao was enveloped by controversy, when he stood alone in a storm of whispers and headlines. Wang Yibo didn't tweet, didn't release a statement, didn't appear on shows. But someone spotted him quietly arriving backstage. No cameras, No PR stunts. Just presence. Silent, yet thunderous. A declaration not made with words but with unwavering support. I'm still here. But now, everything felt different. Time had passed. People had changed. But could feelings fade? Maybe their love was never meant to shine in the spotlight. Maybe it thrived best in the hush behind the curtain, in gestures unrecorded, in the space between fame and feeling. A love that lived in shadows, not to hide, but to protect itself. Unspoken love often hurts the most. Yet it's also the most real, because it doesn't chase applause. It doesn't need validation. All it needs is courage. Courage to admit it exists. And maybe, just maybe, that's what Wang Yibo was searching for that night. Not fame, not forgiveness, but the courage to finally step into the light. To close the distance between him and Xiao Zhan. To look into his eyes and say, I don't want to see you smiling like that with someone else. Because only I know how your smile looks when you're truly happy. And I want that smile back. For me, if he said those words, would it change everything? Perhaps, perhaps not, but maybe, just maybe, Xiao Zhan had been waiting. Waiting for someone brave enough to say the simplest thing in the world. I still choose you. Because for two hearts that once beat to the same rhythm, nothing ever truly ends. They may drift, fall silent, or even wound each other. But deep within, they still search for the echo of the other. Jealousy is not weakness. It is a sign that love hasn't left. That someone still cares. And that night, when Wang Yibo gaze finally betrayed the truth he'd hidden for so long, the world learned a secret it had only dared to hope. He still chose Xiao Zhan. Sometimes the loudest love is the one that dares not speak. But it's there, in the silence. Waiting, hoping, enduring. Because in the end, we all carry someone in our hearts who taught us that real love doesn't need permission to last, it just does.